Alright, hello everyone. Thank you so much for coming today. I am the Wicked Witch of LA, and today I told everyone I was gonna upload last week, and I didn't upload anything, so really sorry about that. Kinda had a little funk going on, had some things I had to take care of. So I wasn't able to upload here on Instagram as much as I wanted to, but I am back. Everything's good now. And today I just wanted to take some time and talk about plants. So I'm going to be creating a series. It'll be a little separate playlist all about plants, herbs, flowers, barks, resins, things like that. Kind of talk about their herbal properties, physical and also their spiritual properties, and how you can use them in your daily craft. And today, actually, for the first one, I want to talk about my favorite, my absolute go-to for so many things, and it just happens to be right here in front of me. It is lavender. So lavender is just an absolutely amazing flower. It is part of the mint family. So mint, spearmint, all that good stuff. Lavender is in the same family as them. The Latin name for lavender, if I'm not mistaken, is Lavandula angustifolia. I hope I don't summon anything by saying that, but anyway, lavender is absolutely amazing. If you most likely have encountered lavender in many forms. The essential oils, you've probably seen it as a tea, or lavender scented objects like soaps, shampoos, body lotions, things like that. It's pretty common to find them scented with lavender, either with the essential oil or a synthetic oil. Like always, I don't ever really recommend using synthetic oils because not all synthetics are made with anything of the actual plant. Therefore, it does not contain the properties of the plant. So if I were you, just go ahead and don't be afraid to shy away from synthetics. Try to get the all natural. Now, lavender has, like I said, like an absolutely beautiful smell. So they kind of look like that. They're very small flowers. When they're first bulbing, I'm gonna see if I can scoop some out. Oh, there goes the lid. Oh. So these are lavender flowers, and they smell amazing. So they're very, very small, as you can see. And again, just an absolutely gorgeous smell. I will sometimes just randomly open up the jar and I'll just take like a big old whiff of it. And if you're someone who loves smelling things like I do, then you're guilty of that too. Don't try to hide it. So, oh, it smells amazing. So a couple things about lavender. Now, physical and spiritual properties, a little bit different, but also have some similarities. Now, you may have seen this as a tea. That is a great way to consume lavender. I don't recommend eating the flowers. Might not be the best tasting thing. Although as a tea, you can totally do this. You can actually take the flower buds like this if you find them. Just make sure that they are kitchen safe. Because sometimes, like for example, where I buy my flowers, where I get my herbs from, some of the plants I believe are made, they have like pesticides on them. They could be using other chemicals to, to keep away like insects and rodents and whatnot. So you want to make sure that if you plan on consuming this, making this into a tea, you want to make sure that it is organic and kitchen safe. That it's food grade, as in it can be consumed. And usually, of course, organic is better, so it's not, filled with all these nasty things. So that's the most common way that people consume lavender is through the tea. Do not consume the oil. Never consume essential oils. They can be very harmful to your body. Some essential oils are safe on the skin. Lavender, when properly diluted with a proper carrier oil, it can be put on the skin or even in the hair. But even then, again, you don't want it anywhere near your mouth or your eyes or your nose. Again, it can be a bit of a harsh oil, so be very careful when dealing with lavender essential oils. You can definitely have this in the oils and put it into an oil diffuser to really release the smell. I love using oil diffusers. Or if you happen to have an oil burner like I have here, so this little guy, yeah, it's been used a few times. So if you don't have one of these, you get these at the dollar store. And what you do is that you fill the top with water. You can put either herbs or essential oils in there, and you take a tea light candle, you light it, and you put it in, and it's going to heat up the burner, and it's going to create, it's going to burn everything in here and steam it out. So it does release the fragrance and the properties of it. Another way of using the oil. Now, some of the properties of lavender. Now, one of the most common things that people know lavender for is its relaxing properties. It does promote sleep and relaxation in your body. It's also really good for relieving asthma symptoms. So if you're someone who struggles with asthma and you don't have an allergy to lavender, you can definitely use lavender to relieve symptoms. It's also been known to lower blood pressure, lower your heart rate as well. Now, if you're someone who, like me, has had panic attacks before or is prone to panic attacks or any triggers with the scent, lavender can help to de-escalate the panic attack itself. I literally, when I'm getting really anxious, I will just open my jar and I'll take a big whiff of it. But if you don't have a jar, but let's say you have the essential oil, you can take the essential oil and just kind of run it under your nose and kind of take a few sniffs of it, and don't like snort the thing, but just take a couple whiffs of it. It can help with lowering anxiety and panic. Now, it's also antifungal and anti-inflammatory. So it has been used throughout history to treat certain fungal infections and other infections throughout the body. So it does have some very powerful medicinal properties. I am not a doctor or a professional herbalist or anything. So please, before ever consuming plants or working with any plant, make sure you always consult your doctor or physician, or even a nutritionist can actually give you some pointers on these things. So again, don't just straight up consume plants and oils and things like that. Always be safe. Now, onto the more witchy side, the spiritual properties of lavender. So it has quite a lot, and absolutely fantastic. So it's good for love, protection, healing, sleep, purification, and peace. So you can also burn lavender to induce sleep and proper rest. So if you're someone who has trouble sleeping, you have trouble staying asleep, burn some lavender before you go to bed. And just let it burn and go to sleep while it burns. Don't set the plant on fire. You can literally just put a little pinch onto a dish, light it with a match. You can use the oil diffuser as well, or an oil burner like the one that I just showed you. Or if you're using if you do something like a charcoal disc, be very careful. You don't want to leave charcoal discs unattended. Even if it's like in a safe container, always be careful, as a charcoal disc can burn through a lot of things. But yes, it can be burned to induce sleep and proper rest. Now, it is great for love spells. If you're doing a love spell, this is really good to attract love and to promote peace within a loving household. If you're going through some situations with a lover and you're not at peace with them, there's been a lot of arguments, there's been a lot of tension, try burning some lavender or adding lavender to an easing spell. And that's going to help to de-escalate the situation. Very good for mental protection. Spiritual as well, but it's very strong for mental protection. Again, if you're someone who struggles with anxiety, depression, and panic attacks, lavender is absolutely fantastic to protect your mind from it. Now, if you make some lavender oil, which the way to make it is you basically just grab a few pinches, and this, you can get these vials at dollar stores or other craft stores. I would say if you have something like this, fill it up to here with lavender and fill the rest up with oil and kind of let that sit for at least a week. And you can take that oil and you can massage it into your temples. You can anoint your head with it as well to help protect your mind. And it's also great for healing. So that same oil remedy can be used to heal mental scars, mental damage, mental trauma, and kind of like put some healing and relaxation in that. I will be honest with you guys. I have had trauma before. I've had some not so great experiences in my life. And using lavender oil And lavender to promote healing for my mentality has been absolutely wonderful. It really is a beautiful plant to use. And it's what I like about lavender is that it's a slow herb. A lot of times we want things to happen like that. Well, by the next day, I want to be completely healed. This isn't Harry Potter. This isn't things where you just flick a wand and it happens. Things take time. You know, just like this plant, it takes time from seedling to grow, to harvesting, to distilling it to get the oils out, or to dry it so it, gets to here. It's a process. But using plants, the process of healing can be sped up and made a little bit easier and more bearable when we use things like this. So take time. When you're doing healing spells or things like that, give it time. Because time is a key ingredient in healing. That delayed gratification, trust me, it'll be very much worth the wait. Moving on, again, very great for sleep and purification as well. If you're someone who does not, if you're like me and you don't like the smell of sage burning, lavender oil is great for purification. You can burn this like sage to purify your room. You can put it in a floor wash. You can also put some in your bath. Sometimes I'll just take, a couple good big pinches and I'll put it into a running bath. You can do that for purifying yourself spiritually. If you don't like flower bits in your bathtub, you can just make a little sachet out of fabric, preferably like a thin fabric, or even like you can get like the disposable tea bags. Fill it with lavender, tie it shut, and throw it into your bathtub. Very good for purification and peace as well. You can literally just have a little jar of lavender and just have it sit somewhere in your home to promote peace. You can scatter it as well to promote peace. You could put some, what I've done before is into the four corners of your household, or you can place it at the four cardinal directions of your household as well, to promote peace in your home. Now, if you have lavender ashes, so let's say you're having trouble sleeping and you don't know what to do with the ashes. Sometimes with plants and herbs and all that, their ashes, the properties can change slightly. Or there's even more properties that can be added when it becomes in the form of ash. Lavender ash is amazing for promoting harmony as well, peace and harmony. Very, very potent in ash form. So when you have lavender ashes, whether it's on a charcoal disc or whatever it is, gather it all up and you can scatter it to promote peace and harmony. Or if you're doing peace and harmony spells, lavender ashes are absolutely fantastic for that. You can dress candles with it as well to promote peace and harmony. You can dress a blue candle or a white candle to really amp that up with the dress it with the ashes of lavender if you're doing peace and harmony spells. The ashes are also very good and like I said a while ago, into troubled relationships. So if you're going through a little bit of a tumultuous relationship, or if you're going through a relationship, there's a lot of arguments and there's no peace, do a little spell. Get a white candle and dress it with lavender ashes and let that burn down. You should be doing that at least twice a week, 2 to 3 times a week. If you don't have like a taper candle, you can use a tea light like that and just sprinkle the ashes on top, or put the ashes in a small plate or bowl and lay the tea light candle on top. Absolutely fantastic. You can use it that way. You can use lavender in poppets as well, in doll magic. So if you're making a poppet and you're targeting yourself or another person, if you know that this person or this target is going through a lot of mental issues, they're having a lot of panic, anxiety, depression, and things like that, you can take a little bit of lavender and you put it into the area of the head of the poppet. Sometimes what I'll do is I'll make little small bags, I'll put it in the poppet and I'll sew it into the head area on the inside. A great way of bringing ease and peace to the mind. You can also put lavender in a poppet for love workings as well, and for purification. Another great way of using lavender. Again, it is an absolutely fantastic plant. If you don't have tea, some stores, they sell like it's kind of rare to see pure lavender tea. Sometimes like lavender mixed with something else. Feel free to grab those as well. I mean, lavender is lavender. If lavender is in there, you will get the properties of this. Drinking lavender tea is really, really great to relax the body. And you will also get those purification properties. As the tea makes its way through your body, it will collect and purify any negativity or any spiritual ick that has been building up into your body. There's just so many spells that I can think of that involve lavender. I recommend having a couple different forms of plants and all that jazz. So here, the dried herbs are here. If there's no botanic or anything nearby that sells lavender, you can always order these online. I have seen like a pound of lavender, of just pure lavender, on Amazon for like $16. You know, you get a whole pound of lavender. That's pretty darn amazing. That's a really good price right there. So definitely do some research and don't be afraid to order these online. These are dry, so they will last a very long time. I highly recommend writing a date when you put a first batch into the jar, just so you know. But again, dried herbs are very difficult to spoil. Now, again, if you want to make yourself a lavender oil or like a peace oil, you can take some olive oil or some grapeseed oil, whatever oil you have. Just make sure it is food safe. Don't use like motor oil or anything like that. Please don't. And again, I would say a quarter of the way of whatever vial you're using, a quarter of the way of your lavender, and the rest, about 3/4 of the remaining of your carrier oil. Olive oil, let's just say olive oil for now. And, you know, just give it a good shake. Let it sit for a week. And honestly, if you can't wait a week, after 3 days, the effects of the lavender really start pouring into the oil. So you can really start using it then as well. I promise it will work. Trust me. I just like doing a week. I like setting a schedule. A week does give it potency, but after 3 days, it is okay. Definitely okay. And you can have that if you ever need to dress it. You can also put the ashes in here as well as a peace and harmony oil. You can definitely do that with the ashes. Alright guys, so like I said, there are a lot of spells, there's a lot of ways of using this. I just wanted to give you some general information about lavender. If you have any questions or you want more spell ideas on how to use it, just go ahead and leave me a message down below, leave me a comment, and yeah, you'll definitely be seeing more videos about plants and herbs and all that jazz. Alright guys, and I know this is always cheesy and corny, but don't forget to like and subscribe. Comment on the video, it really helps me out big time. If you're not already following my Instagram channel, go ahead and head over there at Wicked Witch of LA and go ahead and give a follow, and we'll see you in the next one, guys. Again, if you have any more ideas or things that you want to see, let me know. Alright everyone, blessed be witches.